guys, so I'm in Amsterdam. I don't know if you can tell by the background behind me, but we are in Amsterdam and I am going to be taking you guys along all of the places where I'm gonna go thrifting. Amsterdam has a ton of cool spots to go vintage shopping and thrifting here. They have markets almost every day, like flea markets. We're gonna go to as many of those as I can, and then they also just have regular vintage and thrift shops that I want to show you guys. So right now I'm on my way to one of the markets. This one is called the Waterloop Market, and I think it's open most days. The thing about the markets in Amsterdam that's really cool is that they're open on almost all the weekdays, and for a while too, not just like once or twice a week or once a month like I know most flea markets are. After I check out each spot, I'll let you guys know kind of what the price range is and if it's worth going or not. I know that some places here can be a little more pricey, and I'm hoping the flea markets are really cheap. I was actually on a canal tour yesterday and we passed the Waterloop Market. They were like setting up for the day, and the tour guide was saying that if you like vintage shopping and thrift shopping, you should go to that one because they have some really good deals there. So I'm hoping to find some good stuff today. Alright guys, first place I went to was the Waterloop Market. They had a ton of stuff here, and I honestly came later in the day and they didn't have a ton of booths open, but there was still plenty for me to look through. So if you're the type of thrifter that has a lot of patience and really likes to get in there and dig and spend a lot of time, I would 100% recommend coming here because there is plenty to sift through. One thing I noticed is they had a ton of the cutest and most unique vintage sweaters, as you can see here. They also had a really good amount of leather pieces. So if you're looking for that perfect leather jacket, I feel like you could definitely find it here. They have a ton of options. I would say a lot of the sweaters here were around 15 to 25 euros, which I feel like is a really good deal for a thick, warm, unique vintage sweater. There were also some booths with some deal racks, I would say. For example, this one was 5 and 15 euros. They even had one for 25 euros with all of these winter jackets, which I thought was honestly one of the best deals that I saw. A thick winter jacket for 25 euros is not bad in my opinion. Thought this 70s/80s looking vest was super unique and fun. As you can see, there's so much to look through, so you can definitely spend a ton of time here. I even went during a time where they were starting to close up, and as you can see, there were not a ton of booths open, but there was still so much to look through. I really loved this sweater and the colors on it, but unfortunately it was too big for me, so I couldn't get it. I also really liked this one. Both of these were 15 euros. Oh, I wish they were my size so I could have got it. Okay guys, I came to the market pretty late in the day and it started raining, so everyone started packing up all their stuff. So I didn't get to look through too much. Honestly, from what I saw at the market, the prices were pretty good. A lot of the things weren't labeled with a price. You usually would just have to go up to them and ask them. They did have a plethora of leather jackets, so if you're ever looking for a leather jacket, I feel like you could really dig and find your perfect one there. I'm not sure what the price range was like for those because I didn't see any price tags and I didn't find anyone that I liked, so I never asked how much they were. But I also saw some good deals on some really cute vintage sweaters. Those were about 15 euros each. I saw some really cute ones that I liked, but they were unfortunately too big for me. I think I definitely would have gotten them if they were my size. Overall, I think the prices were pretty decent and I would definitely recommend. I know that this market is super popular and usually a lot bigger than this, so yeah, I'd probably rate it like an 8.5 out of 10, only because I didn't find anything. The next vintage store I went to was Marble Vintage. I actually stumbled upon this store. Most of the thrift stores that I had seen, I actually found through TikTok. So this one was kind of just spur of the moment. I came across it. I actually went to 2 locations, so you're seeing clips from both of the locations. I actually really did end up liking it. I would say the price range was 25 euros and above. I didn't really see anything under 25 euros. They also just had a lot of cute pieces that caught my eye. I even tried a couple of them on. I tried on this chocolate brown blazer, and you guys, it literally fit me like a glove. I was honestly in shock of how well this blazer fit me because I feel like most blazers are very oversized on me, but this one was a little bit oversized, but it was also fitted at the same time, which I really loved. That blazer was only 25 euros. And then I also tried on a black leather jacket. This one was a little bit long for my liking, so I didn't end up getting it, but I still really liked the style of it and I thought it would be a great piece for someone else. Something I did notice about Marble Vintage is this is a thrift store that I found had the most shoes. And honestly, most of their shoes were boots, either UGG boots or Doc Marten boots. And these probably range from about 30 to 45 to 60 euros, I guess, depending on the quality of the boot. Do you guys see this gray pair of bow Uggs? I would have bought these in a heartbeat if they were in my size, but unfortunately they were too small. This store was pretty well organized, but it wasn't as organized as some of the other stores that I went to. I'll kind of explain that later, but you are paying for that curation of items and the organization and ease of the store. Overall, I really loved Marble Vintage, so I would give it a 9 out of 10. Okay, next up we have the Kilo shop. I feel like this is probably the most popular thrift store in Amsterdam that I heard of. I actually went to 2 locations, so I'm going to be talking about this first location that I went to near the Waterloop Market. One thing about the Kilo shop, it is very well organized. Not only do they organize things by the type of clothing, but they'll even take it a step further and organize things that are very similar to each other. For example, striped sweaters would be with striped sweaters, and more vintage looking sweaters would be with more vintage looking sweaters, etc. I think you guys get the picture. Not only that, they were usually organized by color or wash as well. I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of disappointed by the prices the first time I went. I thought I was gonna be getting like super good deals here for like 5, 10, 15 euros, but it was more in the range from like 20 to 30 euros and up. I also don't think the whole pay by weight thing is real. I mean, they do that, but it's really the same prices as the other thrift stores in my opinion. I did end up finding 2 really great pairs of jeans here, but this location does not compare to the second location that I'm going to show later on in the video. So if you don't have a ton of time, I wouldn't recommend going to this location. So I give this location a 7 out of 10. But if you're in the area, it definitely doesn't hurt to check it out. Next up is Zipper Vintage. This was definitely one of the smaller thrift stores that I went to, but it was honestly really convenient because it was so close to our Airbnb. Despite it being smaller, it definitely was really well organized. I felt that this was one of the more expensive thrift stores that I went to, and I actually didn't even end up getting anything from here. I will say though, you can definitely find some gems for a good deal here. For example, this leather blazer was 35 euros, which I thought wasn't too bad. And this red leather jacket I feel like is super in and trending right now, and this was only 45 euros, which again I feel like isn't bad because of how popular this style is at the moment. I also found this black leather jacket and it honestly felt really good quality and warm, and this one was also only 45 euros. And then this leather jacket slash cropped kind of trench coat, this was also only 45 euros, which I felt like was a great deal. This leather blazer is probably the best deal that I found there. It was only 25 euros. What a gem. And those were the things that I found that I thought was decently priced. Everything else I felt was overpriced. Some examples of things I thought were overpriced. This vintage sweater was literally 75 euros. I have no idea why it's 75 euros, but it was. This sweater, 55 euros. Like, these are honestly outrageous prices for sweaters like these. I honestly have no idea why these sweaters are so highly priced. You could find the exact same things at the Kilo shop or even the markets for much cheaper in my opinion. I also thought their jeans were overpriced as well. For example, these pair were 45 euros. Found another pair for 55 euros. These were 75 euros. I have no idea why. Overall, Zipper Vintage was not my favorite. If you don't have a ton of time in Amsterdam, I'd honestly just recommend going to other places. So for that reason, I'm going to be giving it a 6.5 out of 10. Okay guys, I made it to another Kilo store location and I'm literally right by the door, by the entrance, and I already found so many things that I want to try on. I feel like this location is so good. It's very, very well organized. Yeah, this location is huge. It's by one of the markets. I'm gonna put the name here because I don't want to mispronounce it, but I'm very excited. We're off to a good start. Okay, so I feel like this rack that I'm looking through right now is currently a perfect example of how detailed and organized the thrift shops in Amsterdam are. For example, this rack, you can see they're all cream, neutral, and light colors, but all of these sweaters, they're like cable knit and knitted, and I don't know, they're just so precise here. It makes thrifting so much more fun and easier. Also, I know my body is blocking the rack, but I hope you guys can kind of get the gist of what I'm talking about. Literally, every rack in this kilo shop was organized like that.
Wait, that's like so girly and cute. I will get this one. This is sick. It's like cabin vibes, Tahoe cabin vibes.
I feel like there's so many sick and cool and unique pieces here. Like this. Cool and unique. It's made in Scotland. It looks too big, but I'm gonna try. Okay, I'm gonna try it on. This is a good kilo store, you guys. I don't know how expensive it is. I feel like they have pieces for like every style. Like anyone can come here and find something that's like perfect for them. This rack was just another prime example of how organized the store was. You can see here that there are darker, more black, gray, green knit sweaters on here. I literally died when I saw this sweater. As you could tell by my reaction, it's so cute. Definitely found a lot of good gems on this rack, and now it's time to try them on. The first thing I tried on was this forest green, gray, and white striped sweater. It was giving me Brandy Melville vibes, but elevated. This sweater honestly had such a nice fit and a nice cut. It was definitely a winner. I also tried on this gorgeous vintage cardigan. I was obsessed with the colors and the pattern on it, but unfortunately, it just wasn't that 100% perfect fit, so I left it behind, but it was a really good find. I also tried on this white cardigan. Wasn't really the vibe. The arm sleeves were definitely too short for my liking. Next thing I tried on was this forest green with red accent cardigan. Was absolutely obsessed with this one as well. This is totally right up my alley. And what made it even better was it said it was made in Scotland. I don't know why, but that just made me want it so much more. I also really loved this brown and green sweater, but I could already tell it was too big for me, so I didn't even bother trying it on. And same with this cardigan. Oh, this cardigan is beautiful, but again, it was literally just way too long for me. It wouldn't have fit me right. These two are yeses so far. Can you tell I like the color green? After trying on a couple things, I kept looking throughout the store. I found this gorgeous burgundy red sweater. Honestly, they had a good selection of red sweaters here. And again, in this clip here is a very clear example of how well organized these thrift stores are. You can see it's organized by color. It goes from like red to yellow to brown to black. Like, you guys get the gist. And again, like, these sweaters are placed together because they're not really like knit sweaters. They're more of like that more thinner sweater material, if you get what I mean. I don't know, like, can you guys just tell how organized these stores are from the clips? It was honestly incredible, and it made it one of the best thrifting experiences I've ever had. I did end up getting just these two sweaters. When I weighed them on the scale, I believe they came out to about 55 euros, but then they'll do this thing where they weigh it and they tell you the price, but then they'll knock it down. So for example, they told me it was 55 euros and then they're like, we'll give it to you for 40. And you can kind of like haggle a little bit in the sense, which is kind of nice. But yeah, overall, the kilo shop at this specific location by the Albert Cuyp market was my favorite place that I thrifted in all of Amsterdam. And so for that reason, it gets a 10 out of 10. Next up, we have Noodermarkt. I believe this market is open every Saturday. I'll put the hours and the days that they're open on the screen. And this is the market with the infamous Burberry vendor. I believe this is all real Burberry. It was quite expensive, but they did have a ton of selection and it seemed like a lot of vintage Burberry pieces. So if you're on the hunt for that, I would definitely come here. I came across the most gorgeous vintage Burberry leather jacket. I put it on. It fit me like a glove. It literally took everything in me not to spend 420 euros on this jacket. I mean, not everything in me. I definitely was not going to pay that much for this jacket, but it just fit so well. I was so obsessed with it. Now, let's talk about the different prices I saw at Noodermarkt. First of all, this rack of vintage sweaters was ridiculously overpriced. I asked a guy how much these sweaters were, and he said everything on this rack was 75 euros. Like, excuse me, why? What? This is a flea market. Why is it that expensive? I also came across this vendor that had a variety of quilted jackets. I feel like this is so in and trending right now. I asked them how much these quilted jackets were. They were about 45 euros, around that price range. This vendor was probably the cheapest one I found. They had a rack that was 10 euros each, or 3 for 25, which I felt like was a great deal. They also had this rack with coats and jackets for 25 euros, which I thought was really nice. It's kind of random, but I saw this really cute rework Levi's jean tote bag. It was 75 euros though. If it was cheaper, I definitely would have considered purchasing it. I came across another Burberry piece. This one was a quilted jacket. They said this one was 150 euros. I also randomly came across this Prada jacket, which I thought was cool. I didn't ask how much it was though. Overall, I'm not gonna lie, I was disappointed at how high the prices were here at Noodermarkt. So for that reason, I'm giving it a 6.5 out of 10. Going to Noodermarkt wasn't a total loss though, because we came across this really great store called Crafted Stories, and they did sell some secondhand pieces here. First of all, you guys, look at this store. It's gorgeous. They sell more than just secondhand pieces. I believe they sell just like local businesses goods, so I would definitely recommend checking it out. Their selection of pieces wasn't huge, but I will say they have the best prices for clothes out of all of the thrift stores that I went to in Amsterdam. So if you're looking for more affordable pieces, I would 100% recommend going here. One item did catch my eye. I tried on this off-the-shoulder navy long sleeve. I just felt like the off-the-shoulder was a little bit too dramatic for me, but it was really cute, and this top was only 9.95 euros, I believe. They also had a great selection of coats and jackets for a very reasonable price. For example, this puffer was only 14.95 euros. This coat was around 35 euros. This fun pattern coat was only 30 euros. And this coat, which I felt was the best deal that I found, just a simple and plain camel coat, was only 20 euros. I didn't end up getting anything here, but because their prices were so good and they had a good amount of pieces that caught my eye, we're giving this a 10 out of 10. 100% recommend coming here. After that, we went to the Lindengracht market, which was super close by. There honestly wasn't a ton of thrifted clothes here or anything. It was mostly just souvenirs and food. So I'm not gonna really be rating this one, but I kind of just wanted to throw that out there to you guys and let you guys know that in case you are in the area and were expecting to find clothes here. I really didn't see much. Alright guys, we made it to the last thrift store. We went to Episode Vintage. I noticed they have a ton of locations around Amsterdam, and this was another thrift store that was super well organized. I might even say more well organized than the Kilo shop. For example, you can see all of these vintage sweaters are in one section right here. And something that was nice about Episode Vintage was everything that was similar was priced essentially exactly the same. For example, these thrifted sweaters, they were all 35 euros each. Here's another section that is just super well organized. These are all sweaters, but you can see they're more ribbed and thinner sweaters. And again, similar thing with the prices. They were all priced the same at 25 euros. Episode Vintage was the thrift store I saw with the most bags and purses. So if you're looking to thrift a good bag or purse, I would 100% recommend coming here. They all ranged from about like 20 to 30 euros from what I saw. I even found a couple of bags that I liked. I was obsessed with this brown chocolate shoulder bag. The drop length was just perfect. Spoiler alert, I actually ended up getting it. I also found this very similar black shoulder bag as well, but I didn't end up getting this one. And again, these leather jackets are another example of the prices where they were all priced the same at around 55 euros. I found some more leather jackets. These ones were a little bit cheaper. These were about 35 euros. Something really cool about Episode Vintage that I thought was super unique is they do a lot of rework items. For example, they had these vests that were made out of old denim. I have never seen anything like this before. I thought it was so unique and cool. They even made denim maxi skirts out of old denim pants. I literally thought these were jeans at first, and then I realized they were maxi skirts. I also found another section of vintage cardigans, and these were around, I think, 25 euros each. I actually found one that I really liked, but sadly I didn't end up getting it because it was just too big for me. Overall, Episode Vintage had a great curation of clothing and had fairly reasonable prices. So for that reason, I'm giving it a 10 out of 10.
So, as you can tell, I'm back home in SoCal now, but before I end this vlog, I of course had to include a haul of everything that I got thrifting while I was in Amsterdam. So starting off, we got a couple of pairs of jeans, which I'm so happy about. I've been on the hunt for more jeans just because a lot of my old jeans don't really fit me that well anymore. So the first pair we got, both of these jeans were from the first Kilo shop that I went to. These ones are a pair of more mid-rise Lee jeans. I love the Lee logo on the butt pockets. I've never had a pair of Lee jeans. I've just never found one that fit me really well, but these ones are perfect. So I had to get these. I am a light wash jean girly. Also, for the price of these were 30 euros, which to me, when I first heard the price, I was like, that's kind of expensive. I was really expecting these to be like 15 euros, to be honest. I don't know why. That's kind of just the number I had in my head at the time. But then I really thought about it. I'm like, okay, 30 euros for a good fitting pair of jeans. Like, I feel like when you find a good fitting pair of jeans, you kind of need to buy it no matter the price. So I feel like 30 euros for a perfect pair of jeans, honestly, not bad. And I've been wearing these nonstop since I've been home. So honestly, these are worth it. And then the other pair of jeans I got, these ones are a little bit darker, but they are a pair of Guess jeans, you guys. They even have the cute little Guess logo on the back. I've never had a pair of Guess jeans, and I've kind of always wanted to thrift a pair, and I got them. These were also 30 euros, similar to the Lee jeans. And again, I kind of justified it. I was like, hey, these jeans fit me perfect. I'm gonna wear them all the time. 30 euros is not that much. Girl math, price per wear is probably like 2 cents. So I don't know if any of that just made sense, but it's girl math, so it's not really supposed to make sense, you know? And then moving on to some tops that I got from Amsterdam. The first one that I have here is this chocolate brown blazer that fits like a glove, and this was only 25 euros. Like, excuse me? I need to put it on for you guys to show you how well this blazer fits me, because it is literally fits like a glove. Like, come on. It just fits so well, and the color is to die for. Okay, my favorite thing about thrifting in Amsterdam is if someone asks me, hey Jada, where'd you get that? And I'm just like, oh, I thrifted it in Amsterdam. I don't know, I just feel so cool like that I could say that I thrifted this in Amsterdam. Can't wait to wear her. I have yet to wear her out since I got home, so. Okay, next we got a couple of cozy green sweaters for the fall and winter season. So both of these were from the Kilo shop, the second Kilo shop location that I went to. This first one is just a really cute, it's not off the shoulder, but it has a different cut on the neck, and I just loved the way it fit, the way the arm sleeves fit. Oh, chef's kiss. It also really reminded me of a Brandy Melville sweater, you know, like those striped sweaters that they have, but this one is so much cooler. One, because I thrifted it in Amsterdam, and two, like the fit is just different and it's just so flattering on me. So we got her, and I believe both of these together were 40 or 45 euros, so about 20-ish euros each. And then I also got this green and red cardigan. Look at the detail on it, you guys. I don't know, it just screamed like winter and Christmas to me. I just like had to have it. Honestly, I feel like one of the things that sold me on it was it says it's made in Scotland. I don't know if you can see that, but it's made in Scotland. And for some reason, because it's made in Scotland, it immediately made me want it. Like, I don't know. I just love things that are made in Europe because you obviously can't get them here in Southern California. And then last but not least, this bag I got from Episode Vintage. All right. I have no words. Like, I didn't even know this until I saw this bag, but I have been looking for a bag like this. Like, the drop length is genuinely so perfect. Like, I have been, ever since I got home, this is my go-to bag. I've been wearing this bag non-stop. It was only 20 euros. And I don't know why, but I've always wanted to be one of those cool girls with a thrifted purse, and now I am. And also, she fits so much. Like, okay, you open the little buckle here, and she has 3 little zipper openings. Like, I am just obsessed with her. And the chocolate brown color, imagine the purse with the blazer. Come on. Okay, yeah, I don't know. This is probably the best thing I thrifted in Amsterdam, just because it's the thing I've been wearing the most lately, and it was pretty cheap, 20 euros. And yeah, that concludes my Amsterdam thrifting vlog and haul. I still can't believe I went to Amsterdam and got to do a ton of thrifting. I am so grateful that I was able to go on that trip. It was honestly one of the best trips I've ever taken in my life so far. If you guys haven't checked out that vlog yet, I will link it down below. You guys should totally check it out to see what else I was up to in Amsterdam. But yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. I also really hope it was helpful if you are planning to go to Amsterdam, or you are going to Amsterdam soon and you want to like check out the best thrift spots. I hope this video was helpful for you. And yeah, I just love thrifting vlogs, and I really want to do more of them. So if you guys like this vlog, let me know down below if you want me to do more thrifting vlogs. Anyways, I'm gonna stop rambling now and end the vlog here, but thank you guys so much for watching. If you stayed till the end, comment down the little purse emoji. I'm gonna put it right here to represent this bag because I love it. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next vlog. Bye!